Good evening and welcome to the virtual commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. Please help me welcome Taylor Drummond, Senior Class Vice President, as she leads us in the pledge to the American flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would like to begin by introducing our honored guests sitting on stage with us tonight. Mr. John Stratton, Superintendent, Gina Michaelika, Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Susan Duvall, Chairperson, Linda K. Prescott, Vice Chairperson, Gus Guadagnino, Board Member, Kay Hatch, Board Member, Jimmy Laudato, Board Member, Stacy Swihart, Assistant Principal, Laura Kane Burgess, Assistant Principal, Shara Selby, Assistant Principal, Mr. Troy LaBarbera, Wiki-Wachi Principal. I'm excited to introduce Mr. John Stratton for a welcome to the 2020 commencement ceremony.
Hello, Wiki-Wachi High School students, families, and staff. As school superintendent, one of my happiest moments is to take a few moments to congratulate each year's graduating class on their achievement. It's always a highlight for me, especially this year. While Commencement 2020 is different this year, I am speaking to you from a distance because we are all working to defeat a threat to our public health. This is certainly not the way we'd hoped it would be. It's true. The last part of your senior year brought a few disappointments, but today is a day for celebration. Today, you are a graduate. Each of you holds a diploma that will forever document the fact that you did it. You succeeded against challenging academic setbacks and earned the grade. If you got cut, you went out for another team. If you got hurt, you found your way to healing. Where you saw others struggle, you found ways to help. And when faced with a threat from a virus, you shifted to an online classroom and made connections on Zoom. Despite this unprecedented situation, you got tough and kept going. Chuck Norris, someone who knows a little bit about being tough, said, "The only time you lose at something is when you don't learn from that experience." Class of 2020, you have learned and you are stronger for it. You are ready for what the world holds for you, and you are prepared to face whatever the future brings. In fact, we are looking forward to seeing what unknowns you will discover, what beauty you will create, what families you will shape, and what thoughtful citizens you will become. You see, we have no doubt that you will persevere because we watched you on your journey and you proved it. To your teachers and to your family, you showed us there is little you can't do. I encourage you to remember that journey today and let this accomplishment bring you strength for tomorrow and many years beyond. So to all the graduating Hornets of Wiki-Wachi, on behalf of the school board and the entire staff of Hernando County School District, we congratulate you and wish you good health and all the very best.
Thank you, Mr. Stratton. I would now like to introduce our Wiki-Wachi principal, Mr. Troy LaBarbera.
Good day, and welcome to Wiki-Wachi High School's Class of 2020 graduation ceremonies. Can you hear that? I hear it. It is the sound of the buzz that is heard when the Hornets are getting ready to leave the nest. It is the sound of the Class of 2020. Let's hear it for our graduates. First, I'd like to take a moment to thank Tina Cavallino and Natalie Tarr for working so hard to organize this virtual celebration for the Class of 2020. We couldn't do this without you. Additionally, I would like to take a moment to thank Chris Clifford, a longtime colleague and friend who currently works at Central High School as an administrator who has put so much of his time, effort, and expertise into this thoughtful virtual gift for our students during such a very difficult time. Thank you, my friend. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to thank all of our members of the community who have worked tirelessly to provide aid and support to us during these unprecedented times in history. Also, a very special thank you to Deputy Brooks for truly caring for our students. You do a great job at Wiki-Wachi High School. Additionally, I'd like to take a moment to recognize all who currently serve, have served, or plan to serve in the military. Your bravery and selflessness are admired. I thank you all. One final thanks needs to go out to all of our medical professionals and essential workers who have put the lives of others in front of their own during this time. You have made a difference, and I thank all of you. So, it's been a quick 4 years, and I'd just like to congratulate and commend each and every one of you on the accomplishment of being able to graduate from Wwhs High School. Graduates, I hope that despite all that has happened in our world over the past few months, that you've managed to keep a positive attitude and perspective. I know the social distancing rules have probably made you maybe a little stir crazy. It certainly had that impact on me. If you had time to view my senior shoutouts, you definitely would have noticed that. But I did find some fun, positive things to do during this difficult time. Because what I did, I decided to make lemonade out of lemons. So I spent more time with family, took the time to have real meaningful conversations with friends, and tried to find ways to help others around me. All the while taking photographs in my mind to remember the good from all of this. It is my hope that no matter what life throws at you, you will take a moment to ensure that you make some memories that can be looked upon positively. Take the good memories and forget the bad. Lift people up when they are down and create your own positive personal climate, because positivity is the kind of infectious virus that we all need right now. I'll leave you with the following words about life that I feel are quite fitting under our circumstances. I quote Billy Joe Armstrong of Green Day. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It is not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. So go on and do great things, class of 2020. Your lives have just begun. I hope you look back fondly on the past 4 years. I hope that, in fact, you did have the time of your life.
I would like to take a moment and recognize the teachers, faculty, and all volunteers for all of your hard work and dedication, as we could not do this without your help. Thank you. There were 5 students that earned their Associates of Arts degree from Pasco Hernando State College while attending WWHS. Those 5 students are Alexa Chin, Jessica Goldner, Laurel Turnbull, Erica Vigo, and Heather Wilt. There are 8 students that are joining our nation's military services upon graduation, and we would like to take a moment for them to be recognized. Thank you to all of you that have served or are currently serving in our military. At this time, I would like to introduce Haley Isaacson, Student Government Treasurer, as she says a few words to the class of 2020.
Class of 2020, on behalf of the class officers, it is my honor to be with you all today to reflect on our 4 years together. Walking through those black gates 4 years ago, we could have never imagined the opportunity and memories coming our way. We came in on that first day with backpacks full of school supplies, dressed in our most impressive outfit with our closest friends by our side. Most of us stayed out of the way, scared to draw attention, or get in the way of those seniors that ruled the school. We were afraid to use our voice. It didn't stay that way for long. We soon became known for our voice. We were quick to join in school activities and won class titles left and right for Spirit Week participation and pep rallies. We begged our parents to drive us to the football games. We threw on our black and green paint, stood in that student section, and screamed until the very end of the last quarter. We were so excited to be a part of the Hornet Nation. We joined clubs, tried out for teams, we found any opportunity to get involved, and we did it all together. We watched each other grow. Through the many exhilarating firsts and the unfortunate lasts, we stood as one unstoppable class. Although time has flown by far faster than any of us could have thought, and things did not end the way we had imagined, we never lost hope. We used that same voice we discovered 4 years ago. As we all reminisce on our past 4 years and embark on our final milestone as a class, I hope you can recognize how far you have come. We have persevered through times of tragedy and loss, but have never let it crush our spirits. Instead, we stayed ambitious and optimistic. I encourage you to keep this same mindset in your future endeavors. I am so grateful to be a part of the class of 2020, the class with a voice.
Jack Hurst, where do I start? Over the past 4 years, it has been an honor to have you in PE classes and on the golf team. I would like to congratulate you on being this year's salutatorian. Your hard work definitely paid off. Out of the classroom, you were just as impressive. You are the epitome of a student athlete. You rose to become the #1 golfer in Hernando County, the captain of this year's golf team, which posted a record of 24 wins and 6 losses, advanced through districts and into regional play. But the most impressive athletic feat came when you drained a hole-in-one at our home course. Thank you, Jack, for setting such a good example on how to be a great leader, teammate, student, and representative of Weeki Wachee High School. You are a class act. Congratulations to the class of 2020. It truly was a wild ride.
Good evening, class of 2020. Hello, friends, parents, teachers, and staff. I'm honored to have a moment of your time this evening. It is now we realize that the past 4 years is coming to a close, and in essence, today is the first day of the rest of our lives. As cliche as it sounds, I remember walking into biology a freshman year, first period, feeling like graduation was a million miles away. Fast forward just a few years, and well, here we are. But just because those 4 years are up doesn't mean that I and the rest of you guys have nothing to show for it. Back in the day, and it feels like I have to say that now, I remember being a very naive underclassman. School was just to do every assignment like it's your last and crack a few jokes here and there. But it wasn't until later in high school where I learned that mine and, well, the rest of our lives were about to begin. Here we stand, many of us headed off to college, some of us pursuing life's other callings, and anything else God has in store for them. As far as I'm concerned, we've got the rest of our lives ahead of us. Now, most of you who know me might say that on the outside, I might not present myself as your salutatorian or your basic person, but the past 4 years for me has been a lot of laughter, and when it comes to school, I made it a priority to make things as funny and relaxed and as much of a learning and growing experience as possible. Everything from lighting hands in fire in chemistry class to learn about methane and catapulting balloons at water balloons at gym coaches to learn about the shift from potential to kinetic energy. It's all been a learning experience with my classmates, and we found a way to laugh and learn all at the same time. And that's basically how you get through high school. It's funny, I always tell everyone to revolve your life around anything that you possibly can to motivate you. For me, it's always been grades, guitar, golf, and God. So basically the 4 G's, and finding something you're very passionate about and letting that guide you has kept me focused and allowed me to set my priorities these past 4 years. But personally, I think it's these objectives that have made me the person I am. If it wasn't me doing homework or anything else school related, I'd either be on a golf course or playing with a guitar in my hand or somewhere doing else, having fun with my friends. And well, that's all part of the learning process and getting through high school. Now, the last thing I wanted to do is get up here and talk to you about the future and how much you need to work and how tedious the past 4 years have been, but that's neither the person I am or the experience I've had. I will admit there have been some low points, writing essays and studying in the early AM hours. Mr. Clark, Mr. Jordan, you guys know who you are. But in the end, I wouldn't have changed it for a thing. I don't want to come up here and tell you that you need to prepare for your life and these motivational quotes and overwhelm you guys with anything. I'm basically here to tell you that we should all be proud of ourselves and be more excited now than ever before. We reached the end of a major milestone in life, fellow classmates and family. As much as I think a lot of us want these 4 years back and many more memories and possibly then some, it's time to move on. But the thing is, that's the exciting part, you guys. But hey, it's any consolation, at least that public speaking class didn't go completely to waste. I know, fellow classmates, it feels like time's flown by, but here's the thing. We've just reached the starting line. There's more time left for us. We're young, and although these have been some of the best memories we'll cherish, and the greatest ones, they won't be our only memories. As the late great Dr. Seuss once said, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." We don't know what the future has in store for us. That's a given, but there's one thing for sure. We've got some memories to hold on to that'll stick with us for the rest of our lives. I look around at my fellow classmates and I see the future. Doctors, lawyers, nurses, businessmen and women, politicians, engineers, soldiers, teachers, whatever path each and every one of us goes down. The one thing to remember is we used to just be a couple kids playing in gym class with nothing but having fun and just making memories. Although the days seem so far away, it feels just like yesterday, but it's time to start a new chapter. We all finish growing and find out who we truly are. But until then, we get to soak up this moment because we've all earned it. Who we are now may not be the finished product, but one thing's for sure, we've worked hard to be the people we've become. Parents and friends, we shall be proud and look forward to what Wwhs, the class of 2020, will make of ourselves. And lastly, I'd like to give credit where credit is due, because let's face it, none of us would be here today without the help of some very important people. I'd like to thank my parents, my dad for supporting me every step of the way, always pushing me to my full potential. Mom for always looking out for me and watching over me. Always my stepmom, been with me every step of the way, taking me to every after school special, testing center, university tour, golf match, and so much more that I'm forever grateful for. All my sisters for keeping me on edge and help making me laugh and motivate me for as long as I can remember. And to all the faculty and staff at Wwhs High School, Principal LaBarbara, all of my guidance counselors, Coach Johnson, Coach Coyle, all of my teachers, you know who you are, and everyone else who knows who they are. Thank you for every ounce of support and advice you've given me to prepare for this moment and the rest of our lives. And to all my friends and fellow classmates, thanks for the memories and times and spent. I'll truly cherish them for the rest of my life. And lastly, I'd like to thank God for everything that He's given us and the strength to push yourself to your limits and give me the position that I've been and accomplish everything I've set out to. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. Proverbs 13:6, 16:3. Congratulations, Hornet. We did it.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Mr. Jordan, and I'm here today to introduce this year's valedictorian, Kate Donahue. I'd like to begin her introduction by giving a little background about Kate. In fact, her story is somewhat atypical to that of most valedictorians and different than one might think. Kate was always a very bright student, and she comes from a good family. I know this because I know her immediate family quite well, as her sister Morgan was an excellent former student of mine, and I have met and spoken with her mother on many occasions, such as open house, back to school night, and award ceremonies. Considering how this family values education, it would be easy to believe that Kate simply followed suit and was always on top of her academics. However, this is not Kate's story. The story I'm going to tell you about Kate is one of struggle, resilience, and tenacity. You see, Kate always possessed the potential to do great things. However, potential without determination is worthless. While taking one of my dual enrollment courses, Kate stumbled a bit. Struggling with truancy and other potential issues unknown to me, her grades slipped to the point where she had to withdraw from the course. This was a turning point for Kate, and one that speaks volumes of her character. In order for a student to withdraw from one of these courses, the student must meet with the instructor must consider the situation, and then advise the student on a course of action. And eventually, an action is taken. This can be either retention of the student or withdrawal from the course. Since she had missed several major assignments, Kate and I both decided that the best option would be to withdraw her from the course. However, I did so only after meeting with Kate and letting her know what I thought of her true potential and how I hoped she would consider taking the class again when she was ready. Like I mentioned earlier, she always had the ability, but she had fallen short of what she was capable of. However, I'm pleased to say that Kate's story has a happy conclusion. What happened next shows true determination and the depth of what this young lady is capable of. Kate pulled herself up, drew upon her inner strength, took that course again, and excelled. She no longer missed school, was always on top of her education, and if memory recalls, set the curve on every single one of my exams. This is why I'm so very proud of her, and I'm thankful to be the one giving this introduction for her. Kate did not let setbacks, sickness, personal issues, or anything else stand in her way of reaching her goals. I only hope that her story can motivate those after her to dig deep, summon their strength, and push themselves towards a better future, regardless of circumstances, just like Kate did. She's an incredible young lady with a will of iron, and one of the very best students I've ever had the pleasure of teaching. I'm so very proud of you, kiddo. With this said, I present to you the Wwhs High School Class of 2020 valedictorian, Kate Donahue.
In honesty, it was hard for me to write this speech. I'm only 18 years old. I'm not yet wise, and I don't have that much knowledge. I felt too ignorant to give a speech and to claim I know things about life. Though I realize this may be the reason valedictorians give speeches at graduation. Maybe a speech from someone who is faced with the same concerns as you can give a little comfort and perspective. We are all just starting out as high school graduates. We've come far, and now we have to figure out how to take our next steps. So I've written this speech with sincerity and honesty for all my friends, for everyone graduating tonight, so that we can take our next steps with confidence. It may seem crazy for me to be saying this, but there were many times I considered dropping out of school. I hated the whole routine of school. Showing up to school and getting my homework done were really hard for me. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. I tried to drop out because I thought that it meant I could control my life, that rather than being told what to learn, I would be able to decide what to study and when I study it. I thought it would make me different, even special if I dropped out. But eventually I realized what dropping out actually meant. It would mean that I gave up, that I let myself run away from difficulties rather than forcing myself to face them. It would mean that I chose to take the more comfortable route rather than choosing to become someone who could handle a difficult journey. So rather than leaving school, I decided to embrace it. My goal was to force myself to become a better, more competent person who could overcome their challenges. A person who could do well at something they once thought was impossible for them. The next school year, I packed my schedule with the most challenging courses I could find. I chose to push myself to wake up early, to study, and to give my all in class. I chose to go to school even when I didn't want to, and then I chose to do it again the next year. It was hard. When things were particularly tough, I still was tempted to drop out, even after I realized what dropping out meant for me. But through all of this, I found out the only thing I know for sure. That is, you must never cease to keep pushing yourself. You must always, without fail, keep pushing yourself to be better. This is no easy task. Sometimes it may even seem impossible, but always know that it is not. Know that you can always become a better person. You can always keep pushing yourself, always keep improving, and always keep learning. You may not know where to start, but it's not that hard. All you need to do is ask yourself, as often as possible if you're doing your best. Take a pause from whatever you're doing and ask yourself if you're doing your best. If what you're doing is helping you become a better person. If you are learning something. I find that most of the time when I ask myself that, I'm not pushing myself to be better. So I change what I'm doing. And with each little change, each little bit of time I put back into improving myself, I get better. I become used to spending my time wisely, to being conscious of my actions. And that is all it takes. All it takes to become a better person is to those little steps. Ask yourself what you're really doing right now. If you're pushing yourself to be better, ask yourself that multiple times a day. You'll start to realize that the time you spend on something that is not pushing you to become a better person is time wasted. And remember that if things get too hard, if you've lost sight of what to do, or need a little encouragement, you can always find someone that's willing to help. You're not in this alone. I owe a lot to my counselors, teachers, friends, and family. I want to thank every one of them for helping me get to where I am today, for helping me become a better person. I'm sure every one of you has someone that helped you get here today. So remember to take this time to thank them. As a class, we've made it through the first half of 2020, so I'm confident we can make it through anything. But rather than being remembered as the class of COVID-19 in quarantine, let's be remembered for our accomplishments. Let's change the world. Because all you need to do to change the world is to become a better person. Let's continue to always push ourselves to be better, to be conscious of how we spend our time. Let's all keep pushing, keep improving, and keep learning. Doing that, we may just be able to change the world and our lives for the better.
night. Can't believe it, yo. What's that, Dad? I'll be right there.
I look up in the mirror, memories take me back. Fixing up my tie, straightening up my cap. Whoever thought that we ever would see this day? The path that we paved is narrow, no arrows to point the way. I look back and wanna laugh, like crazy parties and mad fights, and all the times I stay home studying. Yeah, right, we did it big, walk with me on this last night. Carry that flame, keep walking, baby, that's right. And look at us now, we standing so proud in front of the crowd like yesterday. I was just a child. Remember them days of running in the streets. Used to ride our bikes around before we even had the keys. Now, no time to grieve. Some of us will get degrees, some of us overseas, some of us will never leave. Until my people couldn't be here, may you rest in peace. You here with me on graduation, like yo, I saved you a seat. And no matter how far we fall apart, you always have a piece in my heart. I can't believe that you're gone. So goodbye to adolescence. The tensions and suspensions never stop with the questions. What we learning is lessons. Find our memories will never leave us. Destiny, you need us, man. I might have even liked some of them teachers. Don't shed no tears. Can't wait to leave, but there was so much here. This is where we had our first love, our high school years. To the nights we can't remember and ones we'll never forget. Everything we treasure, even something that you said. Homecoming relationships, chasing chicks, taking trips, food fights, prom nights, ball games, Friday night lights, misbehaving, pre-gaming, and party at the Hojo. Jersey Shore and your girl that I got with on the low-low. Talent show, best dress, you rock the flies logo. What happened to them years? I don't know where they go, yo. All my girls that I'ma miss, center. All of my homies, all the crazy things we did, staying away from the police, academics and athletics. Man, look at all the trophies. I wonder 5 years, would you know me? But as we reminisce, always remember this. We rocked it to the end of it. This is the next Genesis. Generation X is what we label. Take your breath with it. We ain't starting the fire, but you'll never see the end of it. I feel obliged to open these young minds. Your dreams ain't a mirage. You can do it, baby, grind. I was told light fly in the blink of an eye. So ride, let the music play the soundtrack of our lives.
better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know what you loved, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. So if we get the big jobs and we make the big money, when we look back now, will our jokes still be funny? Will we still remember everything we learned in school? Still be trying to break every single rule? Will little green Bobby be the stoppable man? Can he ever find a job that won't interfere with pretend? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. Friends forever. Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
mirror memories take me back. Fixing up my tie, straightening up my cap. Whoever thought that we ever would see this day? The path that we pave is narrow, no arrows to point the way. I look back and wanna laugh, like crazy parties and mad fights, and all the times I stay home studying. Yeah, right, we did it big, walk with me on this last night. Carry that flame, keep walking, baby, that's right. And look at us now, we standing so proud in front of the crowd like yesterday. I was just a child. Remember them days of running in the streets. Used to ride our bikes around before we even had the keys. Now, no time to grieve. Some of us will get degrees, some of us overseas, some of us will never leave. Until my people couldn't be here, may you rest in peace. You here with me on graduation. Like yo, I saved you a seat. And no matter how far we fall apart, you always have a piece in my heart. I can't believe that you're gone. So goodbye to adolescence, detentions and suspensions. Never stop with the questions, what we learn in these lessons. Find our memories will never leave us. Destiny you lead us, man. I might have even like some of them teachers. Don't shed no tears, can't wait to leave, but there was so much here. This is where we had our first love, our high school years. To the nights we can't remember and ones we'll never forget. Everything we treasure, either something that you said. Homecoming relationships, chasing chicks, taking trips, food fights, prom nights, ball games, Friday night lights, misbehaving, pre-gaming and party at the Hojo. Jersey Shore and the girl that I got with on the low. Talent show, best dress, who rock the flies logo. What happened to them years? I don't know where they go, yo. All my girls that I'ma miss, censor. All of my homies, all the crazy things we did, staying away from the police, academics and athletics. Man, look at all the trophies. I wonder 5 years, will you know me? But as we reminisce, always remember this. We rocked it to the end of it. This is the next Genesis. Generation X is what we label. Take your breath with it. We ain't starting the fire, but you never see the end of it. I feel obliged to open these young minds. Your dreams ain't a mirage. You can do it, baby, grind. I was told life fly in the blink of an eye. So ride, let the music play the soundtrack of our lives.
like we think about now. Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
John Stratton, the District School Board of Hernando County, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Weeki Wachee High School, it is indeed my pleasure to certify that these members of the 2020 graduating class have satisfactorily completed all requirements of the law and standards for high school graduation as prescribed by the State Board of Education, their District School Board of Hernando County, and Weeki Wachee High School, and should thus be awarded a diploma or a certificate of completion. At this time, join your senior class officers from home as the class of 2020 participates in the American tradition called the turning of the tassel. This signifies the recognition of earning a degree and thus officially ends your time as a high school student. As you move your tassel from right to left, you join a much larger family. That as a Weeki Wachee High School alumni. Hornets, it's time. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Turn your tassel.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
The days come easy and the moments pass slow, and each road leads you where you wanna go. And if you're faced with a choice and you have to choose, hope you choose the one that means the most to you.
Hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one more opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And if it's cold outside, show the world the warmth of your smile. But more than anything, more than anything,
I hope you dance. I hope you dance.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming. There's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it, but I gotta keep trying, gotta keep my head held high. My wish for you is that this life becomes all that small. You never need to carry more than you can hold. And while you're out there getting where you're getting to, I hope you know somebody loves you and wants the same things too. Yeah, this is my wish. Hope when you take that jump, you don't feel the fall. Hope when the water rises, you build a wall. And hope when the crowd screams out, they're screaming your name. Hope if everybody runs, you'll say, it's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there, ain't about what's waiting on the other side. I did it all. I will remember you. Will you remember me? It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again. Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before. Yes, I swear it's the truth, and I owe it all to you. I've had the time of my life. No, I never felt like this before.
Forever young, I wanna be forever young. Do you really wanna live forever, forever and ever?
I will remember you.
Forever young.
Will you remember me?
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
When I see you again. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky.
I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm undefined. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand, ending unplanned.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel the rain on your skin? No one else can feel it for you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Treat yourself in words unspoken. Live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. You just gotta ignite the light and let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, 'cause baby you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go oh, 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 as you shoot across the sky. And I'll spread my wings and I'll learn how to fly. I'll do what it takes till I touch the sky. And I'll make a wish, take a chance, make a change, and break away, break away. Rest is still unwritten, and I've had the time of my life. I hope you had the time of your life.